Bidenomics versus Shrinkflation. President Biden notes that the Cookie Monster has noticed shrinkflation. President Biden: while you were Super Bowl shopping, did you notice smaller than usual products where the price stays the same? Folks are calling it shrinkflation, and it means companies are giving you less for every dollar you spend. I'm calling on the big consumer brands to put a stop to it. So it's not Joe Biden getting us into a war with Russia and pitting the ruble against the US dollar. No, it's evil corporations that caused your products to shrink and the prices to go up. Thanks, Joe. Seems President Biden has an ally on Sesame Street, an imaginary world just like the one that Joe Biden inhabits.
Mr. Vice President.
Right this way, sir.
Why attack Sanders? Why?
Cookie Monster tweets, "Me hate shrinkflation. Me cookies are getting smaller." Frank Oz tweeted back. He is the original puppeteer for Sesame Street and the voice of Yoda. "I'm shocked to see a news article on Cookie Monster talking about shrinkflation. Jim would never have allowed this. The Sesame Street Muppets need to live in their own pure world, not our world." Well, Joe doesn't live in our world either. "What has happened to the integrity of the character and the integrity of Sesame Workshop?" Well, Frank, the answer to that is very simple. Cookie Monster works for PBS, and PBS works directly for Joe Biden. Do you think if Donald Trump had ordered Sesame Street and PBS to start having their puppets push Donald Trump administration talking points, that they would have complied? No, that would have never happened. And yet they obey the orders of the Biden White House to co-opt animated puppet characters for the Biden agenda. It seems that everyone has to get on the same messaging. It kind of reminds me of how the Biden administration spins aid to Gaza. 2 days ago, Vice President Kamala Harris gave orders to the American ally, the State of Israel.
The Israeli government must do more to significantly increase the flow of aid. No excuses.
So, no excuses. That's an interesting thing to say to a valued ally in the Middle East. I wonder if Joe Biden has his own take. This is Joe Biden from 1 day ago.
Aid into Gaza. I'm working with them very hard. We're going to get more. We must get more aid into Gaza. There's no excuses. None.
Weird. How peculiar. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden both say no excuses 1 day apart. Can you imagine someone going to Ronald Reagan and telling him, "President Reagan, we just had the vice president say a talking point yesterday. Now we need you to repeat the same thing the next day." If any staffer had said that to Ronald Reagan, that staffer would no longer be employed at the White House. This would almost imply that President Biden is not his own boss. Who is giving orders to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to say no excuses every day? Say it ain't so, Joe. So the next time you see Joe Biden blaming others for shrinkflation, just do this simple comparison. Shrinkflation. Here's the original size under Donald Trump, 30 ounces. And here's the Bidenomics size. Almost half the size, and the price is the same or higher. So if you prefer getting less for more money, vote for Biden. If you want to go back to America the way it was under Trump, vote for Trump. It's that simple.